things out, and I
These memories will stay with me.
I got to take a commercial break. Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay.
And welcome to
gonna
This Is
cry.
Funny podcast
I am.
with the big introduction and congratulations to the new ad to the family, the Troublemaker family.
Yeah, thank you. We went today to our appointment. She is 7 weeks, and I couldn't be happier. As you can see, I found out 2 weeks ago on off label. I keep calling it odd label because I'm dumb. Found out 2 weeks ago on thank you. Found out on while we were doing that, and that we caught the reaction of her telling me. And thank you, Jacob. And yeah, so we went to the doctor today. I've been trying to keep it a secret. It's been the hardest thing to keep a secret. Because as everybody knows, I tell everything. I don't care. Like I will tell everything, except if somebody tells me a secret, I'm not going to say because I'm going to forget it. But for me, I will just tell everybody everything I did. So it was hard for me to keep that. But went to the doctor, found out it was 7 weeks. Asked the doctor, "Can we say something?" And she said, "Yeah, we saw the heartbeat. So the chances of anything happening are very slim." Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it.
That's awesome.
So so baby Troublemaker will be here in September. And I couldn't be more excited and happy for this. And I mean, I'm excited for that. But I'm also excited for our guest today. I met our guest on a live a couple weeks ago. The
on
dude is
TikTok, right?
on TikTok, yeah, on a TikTok live through another buddy, Bill Dotson. Dude's got and his name is Andru Jamison. I know a lot of you already who are here know, but he's got an amazing voice. I believe he's playing this weekend in Louisiana or next weekend. He'll tell you, because he's here, ladies and gentlemen, everybody, Andru Jamison.
Hello,
Yeah.
everybody.
Hello.
First and foremost, man, congratulations. I was like watching that little intro, and I'm like, oh, I have a heart. It was like the Grinch scene where it's like, it blows up 10 times the regular size. That's awesome. Congratulations, Bubba.
Thank you. It's gonna be great being a dad at 41. Can't wait.
It'll keep you young, man.
Yeah, it'll keep me young. We'll be in diaper. He'll be out of diapers. I'll be in diapers at the same time. It'll be great.
It'd be a nice transition.
Yeah.
It will, But Andru, when are you playing? By the way, I keep getting it wrong. Are you in? Where are you this weekend, or is it this weekend? Next weekend? What's going on? Where are you?
The schedules get a little crazy, my friend. So this weekend I am at Westbound Honky Tonk in Chattanooga, Tennessee. One of my favorite places to play in Chattanooga. Love that place. Also, all proceeds from the door charge for that show are going to benefit St. Jude. So if you buy, every entrance actually goes to go support St. Jude, and I love that. Next weekend is the big one. That's the big TikTok meetup. That's the big show. That's going to be February 9th in Pierre Part, Louisiana, at Sharky's nightclub. So that's actually going to be the first full band show that I'm doing in over a year. I've taken the last year to focus on building the brand and crossing my T's, dotting my I's, getting all that stuff taken care of. So the boys are super excited, and they're actually picking up the trailer Monday to come down. So
That's
can't wait for that.
insane. That's awesome. That is
Amazing.
awesome. Um, so you have a story, my friend. You have a story, and it's one that kind of resonates with me because I've had those same inner demons. Um, and I've had those same inner thoughts. And and and
There
like
you are.
there you are. It's like Andrew's here. I'm out.
My computer was like all of a sudden everybody was just like froze up and yeah, nothing was happening. So
The FBI is watching.
yeah.
But I've had, those same thoughts and I was just thinking about it today when I was watching that. And when Amanda sent me that, like I was in Walmart and I was crying. Like there was a smelly homeless man next to me and people look at me like I'm strange. Okay.
Right. You're the
Um
crazy guy at Walmart, which is
Ye-
saying something.
yeah.
Right.
And to think about like where my life has taken me, I never thought I'd be 41, about to be a dad in Kansas City, Missouri. You know, and to tell myself that when I was going through these things, like it like it your kind of story just like hit me hard, like, so kind of let everybody know, like if you want
Yeah.
to, like
Yeah.
what, a little bit about yourself. And you self-taught guitar, correct?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
So everything about me has kind of been self-taught. So um, I've been all around the United States, first and foremost. So I was actually born in Mesa, Arizona, and at a very very early age, my family and I we moved to Dallas Fort Worth, Texas. I spent the majority of my childhood in Dallas Fort Worth, Texas, catching rattlesnakes, getting in trouble, flirting with girls, doing all that fun stuff. I moved a lot. My father was in the Air Force. He did 20 years as he got out as a Master Chief, I believe, Master Chief inside the Air Force. I was a military brat. I grew up. I was around military. My grandfather, did 30 years, got out of command sergeant major in the Army. Um, there was a lot of things and aspects in my childhood that was very hard. So there was a lot of neglect in that aspect. My mom did her best to kind of combat that neglect, if you will. Mom was the glue that held everything together. I was introduced to death at a very early age, with my grandmother passing. That took a toll for the first time in my life. My grandmother was 62 when she passed. That woman was also, one of the reasons and a lot of the foundations that are built into me. Um, and I grew up. There was things, as a man that I look back at now and I go, okay, I understand why, and I'm grateful for the things that I've gone through, especially during that childhood age. But there's also the difference between correction and abuse. So a lot of my
Right.
life was very very hard. I was transferring schools all the time. I was always the new kid. Dad being in the military, I had to pick up and pack up basically every year and a half to 2 years. So when people ask me where I'm from, I tell them Dallas Fort Worth, Texas, because that was the longest I had ever stayed anywhere in my entire life.
I don't
And
I don't
gr-
understand how you guys do it. I really don't. I've moved like 4 times and I don't wanna move ever again.
right.
Like,
Well,
I don't
yeah,
understand how
Yeah.
people in the military just pick up
yeah.
every couple years and just
Hmm.
go to another town. And being so young, it was hard for me to make friends as a kid, and I was in the same town for, like, 18 years. I couldn't imagine
Yeah.
how it was for you.
It was like it was rough, but I guess after so many times of doing it, you kind of built yourself into like a rotation and like what to expect. You kind of got thrown into school and you kind of fall into like a clique per se. Um, And my
Like
thing was though is that
compartmentalized a lot, I would think. I mean,
yeah,
eventually.
yeah. And like I kind of ended up like getting in this place where I didn't fit with anybody. You know, 'cause I played sports. I was friends with the goths because I thought they were funny as hell, and usually they were really artistic and they
Uh-huh.
had awesome. Like I grew up on rock and roll and like metal, you know. And
Yeah.
actually, ironically, in the career that I'm at now, I used to hate country music. Like as a kid, the only because that's all they would play. You know, anywhere you go to.
Mhm.
The only artist that I like stuck with throughout my entire life that I really, really enjoyed listening to was Dwight Yoakam because that was what my grandpa would listen to,
I
and
liked some of his stuff.
yeah, and I love
Is that
Dwight Yoakam.
is that the guy from Sling Blade?
Yeah, he was in
Oh,
it.
okay. That's all I know. Dwight Yoakam. Listen, I only know certain songs because of commercials. I grew up watching movies.
Okay,
It's
well,
just
yeah,
it's a very specifically rare reference to just be like, that's all I know him from. Fucking
right,
movie.
right. This
Even
very
though he's a country
specific,
artist, like a big time one, you know.
right? Yeah, screw that. The one movie,
Like,
Eh,
isn't Miley Ray Cyrus famous? Isn't her dad famous too?
right?
yeah, for
Uh,
that bullet. That's why.
Yeah, man. Like I don't know, country music. I was always made fun of too wherever I went. There was always bullies and stuff, and that was the one thing I did not like was bullies. But I didn't really fit into a group. I kind of was friends with everybody, and actually, ironically, I don't know how like R-rated I can get with this. But
whatever you want, buddy. Just go for it.
so
We've been
actually, the
banned for
first
stupid stuff before. It doesn't even matter. We're on Rumble, Instagram. Say it.
Right.
I love it. The first group of people that I actually became friends with at a school were the people that I thought would shoot it up. Because, like, when those people are out doing their thing, I'm like, yeah, get them. And then as soon as they turn their back, I'm like fucking running out the fucking door. You know, remember I gave you my Snickers bar.
Right.
Like,
Remember, I was nice to you in first period. Leave me
Yeah.
alone.
I had all kinds of different aspects though. I got a little ghetto in me. I got a southern. I don't even want to say like country. I would say like I've southern roots in my blood. Where I was taught to say yes sir, yes ma'am. You open a car door for a woman, you open a door for anybody. It doesn't matter if they're within a couple arms distances. You keep that door open. You're respectful to people. You take care of people, and we don't like bullies. So, um, that's where my like foundation was. It was a lot of hardship. I mean, I remember there was times where sometimes my favorite food was a sugar sandwich, because we ain't got money for nothing else.
Ghetto pie.
Yeah, exactly. And like, but I was always getting in trouble out in the woods with my little brother. I remember one time my brother and I actually ran away because my mom said something. I was telling my little brother, I was like, grab your shit, let's go, we're running away. And my brother was like, yeah, all right, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
We're just like sitting there packing our backpack full of like the one toys and like a can of Chef Boyardee.
We got this, bro.
Grab
Right,
your
we got
DS.
this.
Let's go.
Yeah. I was always in the woods too. I was always playing and stuff. But in high school, I actually ended up falling in love with a sport called rugby. And there was a couple.
Nice.
I love,
Oh,
I
yeah.
love rugby. So I had a scholarship to Ohio State that I had actually
Nice.
done for the Midwest Warrior Award, which was the first year they ever awarded this. I was awarded the Midwest Warrior Award as strong side flanker, and because I had made 3 consecutive tackles in a row in rugby, and they had never seen that. And my whole like highlight from that season was crazy. My senior year, I graduated high school a year early, actually, because I'm very intelligent, but I get bored very quickly. So like if something doesn't interest me, I'm just out. I won't even show up. And I remember my guidance counselor, Miss Bshire. I was living in Ohio or in Medina, Ohio at the time, and Miss Bshire grabbed me by my ear. She goes, Andrew fucking Jamison. I've never heard this woman swear. She's a nice little old Christian lady, loves kids, right? She's like, you are too damn smart for this. Stop fucking around. And then she sat me down and said, Andrew, if I put you in placement where you are self-paced for that last year of high school, are you going to take it seriously? We only give this opportunity to our gifted kids. And the reason why she was so hard on me is because I got a 33 on my ACT without even studying.
Damn.
And so she was like, you now, and that's when she got pissed when we got the test results in, because she was like, now I know you're putting an act on. And so we're going to make this all self-paced for you. So I graduated in 6 weeks, the entire school year. I got done in
Wow.
6
Nice.
weeks.
That's
And
badass.
yeah. Well, of course, with intelligence, right? And like, so because rugby season was coming out, and I got offers from Ohio State where I had an offer for my tuition to get covered, partial scholarship. The only thing I had to pay for was my housing. I was waiting for that, and time was coming up. Of course, I'm 17 or 16 at the time, and my dad was like, "Hey, got a job offer. We're moving. You have two options. You can stay here, go to school, and pay for your own shit, or join the military. But we're leaving." I was like, "Oh." I was already working two jobs at that time. I was like, I can't even afford, fucking wipe my ass. So I was like, yeah, military sounds fun. I always wanted to do that. And I remember as a kid, being on a military base when 9/11 happened and the impact that that had on me watching that second tower,
Right.
fall and watching that plane hit. And so I always had a sense of patriotism. I always loved my country. But I was like, okay, maybe this is what I need to do. So I joined up as United States Army combat medic. And I did what that meant. It was 68 whiskey healthcare professional is what signed up on my MOS when I was at MEPS. And I remember it was super weird. I laughed so hard because when they go through your medical, you have to do all these little duck walks and stuff like that where they test your gait and well, what they do is when they check for stuff like hemorrhoids and things like that. And I get inside this private room with this doctor that looks exactly like Mr. Chow from the Hangover movies.
Oh
He
my
sounds
god.
exactly like him. He's like, okay, drop your pants. I'm like, oh my god, dude, this is not the place to do it. I got Mr. Chow staring at my asshole, and it's like,
When you
Chop
do,
him, gay boy.
right? I was like, does this mean we're
drop,
dating?
he's
So
like,
long, gay
"Yay."
boys. I was just like, man, I remember that. Um,
Oh,
yeah, I got my ship out date, and then I was bored again. So I called my recruiter. I was like, this ship out date is fucking way too far away. Like, we need to move this up. He's like, well, we got a spot next week. I was like, done. So I went to Fort Leonard Wood for my basic training. That was super fun. I got to meet a lot of really good friends that are still good friends. And yeah, military changed my perspective. And a lot of my writing where my mental health started changing was uh, for the worse, actually, was because of things that I'd gone through in childhood. But the military fucked me up forever. And I used
oh, I
to,
bet.
um, like, there's things that I remember, right? And it's a process, mental health, especially for men. It's not that women don't go through it, anything else, but it sucks for us men. It really does because the only people we can lean on is other men that have been through it before. Like, we'll sit there and be patient and listen, but we're not going to take that person seriously if they haven't gone through the shit we have. So,
Mhm.
whereas women are able to like add that nurture aspect to things, sense of peace, which is so necessary. There's certain things that it just sucks. So my mental health battle started really then. I was 19 years old. Watching people like die takes a toll on you, and especially when they tell you that it's your job to fix them. And I
Mhm.
remember in
Mhm.
school, in our whiskey school in Fort San Antonio, Texas, or excuse me, Fort Sam in San Antonio, Texas. One of the first things they tell you when you get to your combat medic side of training is they tell you you will save 1% of all battlefield injuries. And they break it down to you and they tell you all this stuff. And they say of all those injuries, 7% are survivable. You will save 1%. And so,
Damn.
yeah, and that's where I wanted to take that knowledge, and it really hit me hard. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to be the best damn medic the world had ever seen.
Mhm.
And yeah, I was fully, committed to everything. I was, a PT stud. Like I could do push-ups because in basic training, my what we call a battle buddy, which is like the guy they pair you up with, so you're never alone. My battle buddy was a fuck up. So they put me, who was like the all-star, right? They put him. I was basically my job to train him, but I got real good at push-ups. So Barrett, if you're watching this, fuck you. And second of all, I love you. Um, but yeah, so like I hit this hard. I started studying outside the realm of what they were teaching me, learning everything that I could possibly know about combat medicine, and I got real damn good at it. Um, and then I realized one of the first hard hitting moments was when you can know all this information, it doesn't matter because God's still in charge.
Mhm.
And there is a very it humbles you. It humbles the shit out of you. And yeah. So did my time in the military. It really fucked with my mental health.
How long
Afterwards,
were
I
you in
got
for?
into. Huh?
How long were you in for?
I did 8 years.
Okay, damn,
Yeah.
pretty good amount.
So I wanted to stick it out. I was like, you know what? This is what I meant to do. I meant to help people. Because I was damn good at it. And yeah, I ended up doing a couple other little things, couple contracts here and there, and I ended up going to civilian side paramedicine, where I was working 911s. I did private side for a little bit, but I ended up getting placed as a training officer actually for a rescue division. So I worked alongside a lot of different cool, units, SWAT units and county stuff like that, where we would go out and could do that. And my job was to train the new guys that came on there and teach them, hey, this is what we do. And I loved my job. Um, the death started catching up with me though. I was drinking more every night. I was experimenting with, different drugs and stuff like that. Didn't really get into heavy, but just I was always chasing those highs, to
Mhm.
stay away from the lows. And it didn't matter because
Mhm.
as soon as that high started dragging, it was right back down. Um, there was an incident where one of my buddies, an officer on the job, ended up actually getting shot 3 times. We heard the tones
Ooh.
go out and saying, responding for a gunshot victim. And I was leaving work actually. I was trading. The new shift was coming on, and we heard that go out on radio. And then all of a sudden on the PD scanner, I hear officer down. And I said, I'm going with you boys. Let's go. Let's roll out. And they returned the ambulance because the scene wasn't safe. And I'm yelling on the radio. I'm like, are you guys fucking kidding me? Like, no, this is one of ours down. Like, let's fucking go. They're like, well, you have to wait for PD to show up. I said, fuck this. I am the fucking, protection. I was a close quarters combat instructor. I specialized in short rifle and pistol. I traveled on the United States Army marksmanship team. I loved what I did. I'm damn good. I'm a damn good shot, and I carry a gun every day with me because I don't want to carry one with me. I carry it so I don't have to use it. But if I ever need it, same principle as a condom. You'd rather have it and
Mhm.
not need it than need it and not have one.
Very true.
I hopped in my personal vehicle and I hauled ass to where the scene was. And I showed up in my Jeep, and Tyler had a complete right brachial compromise where he'd been shot through his arm. He was bleeding out. He had taken 2 to the chest. Thank God for one of the other fire chiefs that showed up too. We threw a tourniquet on and patched him up. And I'm posted up with my Glock. Like after he's ready to go, I'm screaming on the radio, get the ambulance here now. And I was like, scene is secured. I'm your scene safety. We got this stuff. And that off-duty officers are also showing up in their personal vehicles and stuff. Like one of ours is down. I was taught you run to your brothers and sisters that are down. You don't run away. And yeah, so somebody's got me on video in my uniform with my gun out. I get a call the next day. Hey, you're on administrative leave pending the actions what happened October 7th. I was like, okay, that's normal. Anytime you have an officer involved shooting, like, they usually kind of give you time to figure out the situation. Nope. They fucking got rid of me. They gave me 3 options. They told me either A, I could fight the system, but if I lost, I was responsible for all the court costs. I could put in a formal letter of recognition stating that my actions were negligent and don't reflect the company. Or 3, I can get fired and never work in EMS ever again. So
Dang.
it was brought up to the board. And when I went in front of the board, one of the board members told me when I explained, I was like, well, you have to understand, since I was, coming into adulthood at 17 years old, my job as a combat medic, it's been instilled in me that you run to your brothers and sisters that are down. Like, this is what you do. This
Mhm.
is what I was made for. I'm a protector. I'm a peacemaker. I choose peace, but I'm a healer. And her exact response was, well, we hire paramedics, not combat medics. And I was like, ooh. So I talked to my attorney. My attorney told me, Andrew, you just traded a job. Like, you traded your job for a life. And if that didn't speak
Mhm.
what you were choosing to do, you need. So that hit me. But I put my formal letter of resignation in, and basically it was a giant formal, corporate fuck you.
Right. Mhm.
Yeah.
Where when they asked me if I would have done anything differently, I told them no. I would have taken my shirt off, and that was it. And I just walked out. I was like, yeah. I was
Very
like, fuck y'all. So that started my music journey, man. Losing that job and everything, got into drugs pretty heavily. Death followed that too, and I finally had enough of everything where I decided. So December 31st of 2022, I had quit drugs altogether. Um, and so I've been a little over a year clean. I drink socially now, but I don't drink. If I get drunk, it's an accident because I'm having fun. Um,
Hmm.
but my music journey started when I started healing. So when it really truly where I was like, you know what, I can't do this. I need to. I use my music as healing now. You know, it's
Right.
therapy to me. And if I
Hmm.
can help somebody else with something I've been through, um, I'm gonna do it. So
And
yeah,
I love stories like yours, and I love to just let kind of people tell it because you never know who's listening, you never know who's watching, and if it can resonate with somebody and it helps somebody, I think that's amazing. I think
Hmm.
that's one of the most amazing things to do is to be able to, because I'm in recovery myself, and I've
congratulations.
been a recovering alcoholic for 2.5 years, and I heard a story that just hit me, and every time I think about drinking, I think of that story, and I go, if that guy can stay sober through that, I can. So if somebody can know that life can get better when you've been through what you're doing, that's an amazing thing. It
Right.
really truly is, and I appreciate that you shared that story with us. And
Thank you, man. Yeah.
Hmm.
And
I would have, I don't know if I would have taken my shirt off completely. Like I probably would have
I would have
undone
ripped
it,
it off.
like hide the
Yeah.
signs or whatever. But
Right. Yeah,
I
as you're
just want
telling
to.
this beautiful thing about your recovery, I'm like instinctually like I was like, oh, I'm a little parched. I'm like, oh, as I'm in recovery, I'm like, hey,
as,
good.
as, as
Hey,
you're in
here's
recovery,
the
hey, like I'm a
ad.
water.
I know. I do think it's kind of funny. Like me and Mama will be on here just drinking beers and shit, and he's like, yeah,
Right.
sipping on water and whatever else. But
Chugging Monster. I just
yeah,
want to go through the comments and just appreciate everybody. Hello, Andrew from
Mhm.
Chelsea. Love your
yes,
journey, Andrew from Jacob. Gemini says Andrew. Cody said, "What's up, Jake, my guy? I wish I could go, Jake.
glad to have
Between
all
the
the new viewers.
strings, I'll just let me just I'll just go through it like this. Um,
See, I
people
see
like to
you.
see their stuff. Thank God for mamas.
Right.
Amanda says it's all about the elders being in the military. That's my girl. She's a military brat also. I know what's wrong with it. Ain't got no gas in it.
Ain't not
That
no
was the
gas in it.
that was the Dwight Yoakam thing. Cameron said, "Hey Drew." Larissa said, "Hey
Hey,
Drew."
let's say hello, Dean. Hello.
Amanda
Everybody
says
commenting.
again,
I appreciate all the love.
military brats are the mutts of society. We all fall into every clique because we
Oh
know
yeah.
how people act.
Oh yeah.
Um,
And see, like that thing is too is like falling into that has helped my or excuse me, helped my music career so much, and it helped me in the
Mhm.
military because like I was able to understand all aspects of life. You know, like you go through different phases. You know, where you're uh like I went through a skater phase where I was convinced I
Mhm.
was going to be the next fucking Tony Hawk when I was like 13. I had the Justin Bieber haircut
Oh,
and
yeah.
all that other shit, and like I realized that for such a long time, I was trying to find what I was. I went through my little like prep stage 2, like where I was like wearing only Abercrombie and Finch and like weighed like 115 pounds. And like I just realized like no matter what,
Walked around with blue steel all day.
right, just
Mhm.
you know, like I got something in my ass and just, you know, and it's just I realized that the more that I got away from my foundation, because even when I started my music stuff, I was like, oh man, who do I like? And I was like, well, I got tattoos and, I like the country rock stuff. I grew up on rock. Like, maybe people will like me if I sound like Brantley Gilbert, or people will like me if I sound like this. And I realized that, like, I'm never going to be a Brantley Gilbert. And I did that for like a year where I was just doing the show performances, going to bar gigs and, doing the rock star shit on everything else. And like, not the big,
not the Bieber
yeah.
haircut.
And, but I would do all this shit. And I realized one day it just kind of like, it just hit me. I was like, I have no idea who I am. And this was part of my process of my healing. And it was like, I don't know, spring of last year. And it wasn't long at all where I was like, why am I trying to be somebody else?
Mhm.
Why am I trying to be what I think people want me to be?
Mhm.
And so like it finally just hit me where like I just had a I don't give a fuck attitude. Where I was like, I'm
Right.
gonna be
Well,
me. I'm only me.
and
And
like, and I'll say this is like as far as like because on my musician side, like finding yourself musically isn't that easy.
oh, it's not. That was
Finding
one of the
your
hardest
sound,
things.
and yeah,
Because you can mimic, at least like for me, like I can mimic a couple different artists, right? And I can make it sound as close to them as like I think can.
right.
Um, that's easy. what's actually really hard is erasing all of that and then finding your voice and going, oh shit. Like,
Mhm.
and then even on top of it, once you find it, actually accepting it and liking it. You know what I mean?
It's like
Like,
Michael McDonald. I swear to God, he made up his singing voice. Have you ever heard him in fucking interviews? He's like, he sounds like normal, and then he's like, Merry
Christmas
I can't
to
sing
you.
otherwise, but you know what? In this voice, I can sure fucking belt some shit.
right,
Sorry.
right.
Bandit says, I've done the hood rat, goth, prep, and country chicks. My hair has been every color and hue of the rainbow. Yeah, it has. It has.
Well, there you go. You know, that's also something I learned is like, you know, when let's go, Tanner. Tanner, what's up, Bubba? Yeah, you guys are gonna see Tanner. Super grateful for your friendship, Bubba, and I'm excited to be on stage with you. So I said Jesse McCartney. Fuck yourself, Cam. Well, the thing is, I don't know if you guys have the capability of doing this, but I want you to go pull up a picture of Jesse McCartney right now.
Oh, yeah. For you, I will. Of course.
Oh my
I want you to.
God.
I want you.
Mama J, you got that?
Like, pull it up,
Of
Jamie.
course.
I'm sorry.
this
Mama
is-
J's got it. Mama
This is
J's got
the
it in her.
bullying and harassment that I dealt with my entire life.
Wait,
Mama's
Hut,
got it in
but
her teen
Hut,
pop
what era?
folder.
Like what
You
era
can
of
from
Jesse
any era.
McCartney are you talking
You can do.
about?
Watch. Pull up a picture of Jesse McCartney right now. Like, be like Jesse McCartney now.
What was his band? Wasn't his band like Dream or something like
I
that?
don't want another pretty face.
I
Yes.
don't want just anyone.
I don't want just
Oh my God.
anyone hold.
That's so funny. I see it now.
Yeah, see, look how
Sorry.
fucked that is. Look how
All
fucked that
right,
is.
here we go.
Watch
All right,
this.
give us a
Look at
side. Give us a side.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that fucking degenerate shit. Fuck that guy. Fucking talentless fuck.
Oh, shit.
Oh man, but yeah,
Oh.
I caught. Of course, I caught the live yesterday with you and Brianna. Is her name?
Yeah, Brianna. So Brianna Fuquay, she is absolutely amazing. That girl lives like 15 minutes from me, and that was the first time that her and I ever actually did a live together like that. The man who has been like my father, right? My father's my relationship has been repairing over the last few years, right? And I've been very fortunate enough to have men that stepped up in my life and kind of took part of that role, just supported. Wasn't really necessarily said no, but they're like, guided me, and that I call, my dad's. And Bo was somebody that was very, very close to me. He died on the 21st, and that was like gut wrenching, like. And I finally processed it a couple days ago. Actually, while I was on live, so I was in my bed for a couple of days, and I just needed to process, right? And little Miss Sweet Brianna, she's like, you know what? Let's come write music. Let's go play music together. And she's one of my best friends in the world. And she's like, I'm like, yeah, I don't really feel like doing it. She's like, I'll make you food. And I was like, what kind of food? Like, I haven't eaten 2 fucking days. Like, what food? And so she made me food, made some homemade sourdough bread, like all kinds of stuff. And we just sat there and started, playing together. And I was super grateful for her. She is extremely, extremely talented. Like,
Yeah.
very, very talented.
With the both of yous, it was amazing. It was amazing. Did she cook you hamburger and then make a rug after it because she loves cow print, loves cow print.
That woman's got a problem. She's got a problem, and that's all right. We love you, Bree.
So speaking of, did you want to play something? Anything?
Nope.
No? Okay.
I'm just kidding.
I told you I didn't give a fuck.
I'm
You
not
play
your-
something? Play
I
something.
am not your dancing monkey. I'm not.
Right. Fuck you. Pay me.
Wait, who's got coins? Where's the coins? I need
Right.
a TikTok galaxy. Hold on.
All right. Where the hell's my pick? You know what? I'm gonna play. I'll play one of my favorite songs right now. I don't know why this song just kind of gives me peace. This song is by Cameron Marlowe. It's called "Leaving to Me." I've drank whiskey bottle, kitchen by the sink. I'll eat your last camel. I'm sitting there smoking. You might not be listening, but I know that you can hear. Bedroom walls, don't really song got your blue eyes painted. Maybe I'm being selfish. I can't see another way. One more time, one last night. You can lay in the bed you made. Was made for giving up, but there ain't much left to us. You already broke my heart, so just break it off. I ain't gonna play you fool. I wasn't the one running around you, know. I ain't the bad guy, don't make me be. Set me free, yeah, but don't leave, don't leave, don't leave, leaving me. We can leave it till tomorrow. That won't change a thing. Eating my truck, started up, but I've had too much to drink. It ain't just the whiskey that won't let me drown. Words you can't tell me I can't leave behind. I was a man giving up, but there ain't much left to us. You already broke my heart, so just break it off. I ain't gonna play you fool. I wasn't the one that's running around you, know. I ain't the bad guy, don't make me be. Set me free, yeah, but don't leave, don't leave, don't leave, leaving me. Oh. Was a man giving up, but there ain't much left of us. You already broke my heart, so just break it off.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. There you go.
That was the guitar was a little. You couldn't really hear the guitar, but I mean, listen, your fucking voice.
need
Yeah, you don't. You
Yeah,
don't
dude,
need
that
it.
was awesome.
But I'm telling you, dude, it's amazing. They were saying you could sing the phone book, the dictionary. It's one of those voices that you don't need anything else to go with it, man.
Well, thank you.
It's
And
amazing.
for just fucking with the audio right before we got on, sounded pretty damn good. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Thank you.
oh yeah, dude, sounded awesome. I liked it.
Well, thank you. Maybe we'll try to turn it up a little bit. Let's see. I'm gonna play a new song for you guys. This song actually drops March 1st. This song is called High Waters. So this is my newest single. This song means the world to me. When I wrote this song, I was living up in Illinois, and one of my friends had just passed. Had just died. He had ended his life, and I remember just hitting in traffic, and I wasn't even like sad. I was just so angry at like the world and everything that like I was like, what the fuck, you know, like where it just breaks you. Like you're so angry that you just start fucking crying. And I'm in traffic, and all of a sudden, like out of nowhere, this just like monsoon starts coming through, and I'm stuck in traffic on the stupid fucking construction lane, right? Sitting there for 15 fucking minutes, losing my shit because all I want to do is just get home. And this rain's coming down so like hard that the little dirt pile that the construction site had actually kind of like developed by a sewer is just wiping all this shit over this road. And I'm like, well, this is the story of my life. Like, just shit being added to fucking shit. Right.
Fucking shit road. That's my life.
Right. Shit road. And but the thing is though, is as I'm sitting in the spot, I'm watching all the stuff that just overtook this road, right? And it's just being washed away. And I was like, hmm. And it really kind of resonated with me. And I felt like the presence of my buddy. And I felt like a presence of God even. I don't know. And so I wrote this song called High Waters. And yeah, it made me kind of I was like, I wonder if love, whoever's love, if they were able to replicate something like that. So this song is called High Waters.
Right on.
And tell me if the guitar's better.
Mhm.
Rain keeps falling down 47 straight into my heart. I keep praying I can close the floodgates and bolt the damn thing shut. No one knows just where the waters go, where the love's flow. So fall on me like rain, bring me to life. Turn out the banks of this river bed. My home died. I've been praying for a thunderstorm like you my whole life. To wash away the pain of yesterday's, waiting for the waters right. Been 12 long months since I last got to call you mine. Never thought I'd heal, but here I am, meant to meet the time. No one knows just where the heartbreak goes, where the love's ready flow. So fall on me like rain, bring me to life. Turn out the banks of this river bay. My home died. I've been praying for a thunderstorm like you my whole life. Wash away the pain of yesterdays. We're full of waters rough.
Hell yeah, man.
Thank y'all
Holy
very, very much.
shit.
Very nice.
Dude,
Very
I
nice.
got chicken skin. I got chicken skin.
I
Holy
was
fuck.
getting goosebumps too. I was like, I'm chilly. I need to get a
Well,
sweater.
that is as an artist, that is the best compliment in the world. There's two things. I got chill bumps, or they say I got chicken skin. But the second thing is when they go, I don't even like country, but I like you. I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So thank y'all. It means we're on to something. It means your soul felt that. So that means
Yeah.
a little
Oh
bit.
yeah.
Yeah, and the way you described the song, like the way you like, I saw that as you were singing it, like, and it was yeah, it's amazing, man. You really have something like you have some like it, like you
Thank
can.
you.
There's a lot of people that try to try to do singing and they're
Well-
okay, like they're okay, but you, dude, are like
I'll say this too, in the country genre that you're in, you're not Dixie Cup
Yeah.
stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like
Well, actually,
you're actually
so-
you're doing something a little bit better from what I'm hearing. I like your style a lot because you actually are doing something that's pretty heartfelt
right.
and
Right.
shit sounds good.
It's
And
a
you-
funny
you
thing
actually
that you
have-
actually bring that up too. I'm gonna do another shameless plug here right now. So one
This
of
is
the
for Dixie Cups. They are sponsoring them.
right, Dixie Cups, fuck yourself. But so one of the bands that I cannot fucking stand on this planet, all right, is Florida Georgia Line. All right, I can't.
Yeah,
people
I
can
can't
stand that.
either.
The whole now there's some things like there's some things where it's like okay, you'll listen to like certain Morgan Wallen songs, right, that are like okay, yeah, I can listen to this, but I can listen to it maybe 3 or 4 times, right, before I'm like what
Yeah.
the fuck,
Yeah.
or like
Mhm.
Applebee's on a date now, like
Oh
what the
Jesus.
fuck. Shut up. So I actually made a song, and I'm teasing it right now. I'm not gonna play it for you guys, but I'm gonna give you guys a teaser. This is actually the second song that's going to be released
Ooh.
after High Waters,
right.
but the song is called Dreamboat. And so the song is about like, gentlemen, you ever had your girl, or I mean, Mama J, even if you're sitting there, if you've been on the opposite side of this, tell me, but where your girl is like had a dream you cheated on them,
oh
and
my
then
god.
their mood the
Yeah.
next day is just fucked, right? Well, and then it's your fault because Dream You is an asshole and a cheater, right?
Right.
I
And then you
wake
just-
up and I tell my husband, I'm like, "You're an asshole last night." He's like, "What are you talking about?"
Right,
He's
exactly.
like, "In my dream, in your dream," and I was like, "Yes." He's like, "I'm so sorry," and then he like
Right,
goes on with his
Right, and
day.
you do nothing but just sit there and apologize for it, and you're just like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm sorry, Dream Me was an asshole, babe. I love you so much.
Yeah.
Well, so this song transpired because my lady had a dream for 3 nights in a row. 3 nights in a row that I cheated on her.
Who's
She's like,
Becky?
this is true. And like, I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, no, like, I would never do that to you. And so she's like, no, like, she's like, oh, I just need to ask. And, I'm just questioning, are you cheating on me? And so it was one of those things where I was like, you know what? You are absolutely ridiculous. You're a silly goose. Fucking, but so I wrote this dream about it. I was like, well, you know what? If your dreams are true, let me tell you what I dream about. Right. And so this whole song is like basically about like if my dreams are true, all right. And so the whole punchline of that whole thing is like basically saying, well, if your dreams are true, I dream you buy me a bass boat, and it goes on. from there.
Right.
Yeah,
I
so
actually-
It's like
I
if
went
your dreams are
poppy with
true, I
that.
knew I killed that bear in that one dream. I knew it fucking happened. I swear to God.
right,
Oh
right,
yeah.
right.
My
The other-
husband's dream would be like having the house perfectly fortified for like a zombie apocalypse or something like that.
Right.
He's like, I got the maps of how we're gonna get out of this shit. Like
Right,
that's
right.
yeah.
The other night, Amanda goes, "You were fighting in your dreams, and who's Rachel?" And I'm like,
You're like,
I have no fucking idea. She goes, "You screamed her name a couple times." I was like, I don't fucking know her, Rachel. I'm going through my whole like I disassociated because like when I get like yelled at, like I disassociate, childhood trauma, and
right. Let's go.
and I disassociated, and I went, and I was just in my head, I'm doing that Beautiful Minds thing where I'm going, Rachel, no, Rachel, no, I don't know who the fuck Rachel is. I know maybe one or two. I have no idea.
She's going through the
I had- I had
We're,
so much
we
fun with it.
were talking about Vanderpump Rules the other day.
Oh
So
yeah, you know.
it may be the chick from that show.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys are cool with it, I'm only gonna play the first verse and the chorus of this, but I had fun with this song,
Okay.
Yeah,
Dreamboat, and
absolutely.
and dude, it's so much fun to do. But I went poppy with this because I was literally sitting there in studio and we were talking about the rock direction that I was going with, bringing up my rock roots, and I was like, my Florida Georgia Line was on something. I was on TikTok and I was like, fuck Florida Georgia Line. I was like, you know what? No, we're making a fucking country pop song and we're gonna make it funny. So like I put like T-Pain references in this fucking song and all kinds of shit.
Yes.
I'm fucking excited. Let's do this.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Well, here we go again. I was cheating again in a dream she had with another chick that I never met. I'm paying for sins that I never did. But I guess I'm in the wrong and now I'm screwed. But if dreams are truth, let me tell you what you do. You buy me a bass boat and a fishing hole. I'll be ripping them lips up in a honey hole. And when I come home, you'll get real close, holding a bottle of Jack with barely nothing on. You give me a drain truck, I throw it in the mud with the four-wheel lock, so I never get stuck in the deer stain on our own land, closing in on a 12-point buck. I just back to dream a lot of different things, but they ain't true. If your dreams are truth, let me tell you what you do. You buy me a bass boat, I'm out of boat. I'm out of boat, I'm out of boat, motherfucker. That's all you get.
That's fucking
Oh
awesome.
my god. I can
I'm a fan.
visualize it. I could like see what a video of that part would be
Right.
like.
Oh, absolutely.
Dressed up like Florida Georgia Line though, on a
Just-
bass boat.
Shit is great.
Just be sitting there, look right in the camera, just like,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
bought a bass boat.
like
But
shut up.
I'm
you
screwed again.
toe,
I bought a
bitch.
boat, motherfucker. I bought a boat.
And the funny thing is on the scratch shack when we were doing this whole thing, my producer in the back is just like, hey! I'm like screaming, and it's funny as hell.
That's great.
That's fucking amazing.
Fuck
That,
yeah,
but
so-
it's true. Like you get in trouble for things that you didn't even do. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, listen, I'll get in trouble for something later on today that I'm gonna say or do. Don't bother with dream me.
Right. Right.
Yeah, right.
You know, like I'm sorry I didn't take the trash out right then and there. I'm sorry. You can yell at me for that. Don't yell at Dream Me. Yell at him.
No, yeah, yell at dream me. Don't yell
yell
at
at Dream
me.
Me, not
Don't
me.
yell at real life me.
Right.
Real life me was just sitting here looking like he was half dead. Okay, I was off in La La Land. I was dreaming about the
Yeah.
bass boat you gonna buy me, and I don't know who Suzanne is. I'm sorry.
Right. I'm sorry. I don't know who Clarissa is. I'm sorry.
Listen, if she said I yelled at Clarissa, at least I could say Melissa Joan Hart from back in the day. Like, yeah,
Right.
I was dreaming about Clarissa explains it all.
Right. No, it's just it's wild. And y'all women are so funny and such beautiful creatures. And you know what? If it wasn't for y'all, our lives would be boring and we'd just be cavemen. We'd be just shooting guns and eating meat all the time, and nobody would know what to do. Then
No,
I deal with these guys all the time, and then
Oh,
my
man.
house is all men, like all
Yeah.
boys. I have 2 boys, my husband, everything. So
It's funny whenever
Y'all
like,
are
if she's not on
drive
an
us
episode,
crazy.
if she's not on an
Oh,
episode, we go full 80.
I can't even listen to it when I'm
Right.
not on it either.
See, and it's
I
so funny
can't,
because
I'm
like
just like, nope,
Like-
nope. Nope.
gentlemen, raise your hand, or anybody actually, just to prove my point. If you have ever lived in a place and been completely content with a fridge, a TV, and a couch, and nothing else in a home,
Absolutely.
right there, you know, that's all we need. Like, cool.
Yeah.
I was in college and I lived in a fraternity house. I didn't have a fucking door. I cut out. I had my parents had an extra door because they were redoing the house, and I literally cut out the door frame. I cut the door frame, and there was, you know how the corrugated wood frames, have that piece on the top. I didn't have the piece. It was just pieces of a door, and I just put it up, and that's what was my door in the fraternity house. And every day I'd come out, put the door on the side. When I'd go to sleep, I put the door back up, and that was it. I didn't know you needed fucking forks and
No.
spoons. I had no
Right,
idea.
You're like,
Smaller,
hands.
it's different.
Hands, I got them.
Right. Like God gave me spoons and forks. And women bring so much life and just like literally everybody would just be there'd be like a population of like 4 people, right, in some place. And then that would be it. And so it's just like, women make a house a home and everything else. But
It's so true. It's we would so she brought up something when we had our Christmas special, and she was like, I don't understand. How are farts funny? And we spent 45 minutes talking about farts and shit, and she's just sitting there like amazed that she's only female out of 9, only 8 guys.
How many guys were on that street?
show.
At one point, there was like what, 10 guys and just me.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah.
It's just funny because like even my whole thing is like, so like it's been very hard, in certain relationships, but like with my girl, there's been times where like I farted so loud in my sleep, like I woke myself up and I was like, and she's like just looking at me with disgust, like she wants to punch me in the throat. And so now she's like, yeah, I'm like, I can't wait to see you. And she'll be like, I can't wait, to be farted on again. Like, and it's like, like we like literally like we're just fucking Neanderthals. And just
yes,
one of these beautiful
are.
dainty creatures that bring life and everything to us, and we're
Uh-huh.
just like, yeah, fart jokes are funny.
I think I held a fart in for one day.
Talking about guess my fart.
Yeah,
Oh
we
my
can.
god, they got me onto. Okay, the guys from the wrong show got me onto the whole guess my fart thing, and I can't help myself because, like, if I'm feeling down or whatever, I'm like, I guess I'll put this on, and then I cry, laugh, like I'm laughing so hard, I'm crying for
Right.
like 30 minutes.
So on TikTok,
get
there's a game called Guess My Fart, and it's just compilation videos of people guessing their significant others, brothers, fathers, mothers, fart sounds, and most of them get it pretty spot on.
Right.
But yeah, it's hilarious. But yeah, we spent 45 minutes. By the way, the wrong show, another show. Those guys are great. They're in Tennessee, actually, East Tennessee.
Yeah.
They are amazing guys.
Super based, really cool dudes.
Yeah, Alvin and Danny are 2 of the realest dudes out there. They're amazing guys. So if you ever get a chance to link up with those guys, I mean, those guys, they have they do this thing called Wrong Dependence Day, where they have a giant party for 3 days at Alvin's house, and it's just booze, food. Danny has his own pizza. Actually, Biz was there a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And Danny has his own pizza shop that Biz says is phenomenal.
Really
Supposedly.
damn good. Yeah.
So yeah, those guys are amazing.
Yeah, and they're doing really good on Twitch as well. Not gonna lie, they're like top 1%. They have been for a little while now. So keep
That's
it
an
rocking.
achievement.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Only time I've ever seen that was like from like my friends that post on Facebook that did the OnlyFans stuff. They're like, I'm top 1%. And you're like, all right, Clarissa.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
It's
Guess
like
it's because you're a Scorpio, right? No,
They're like, first of all, I'm an asparagus. Second of all, fucking
listen, man. You can guess how good he is, but the star signs couldn't tell you he was going to cheat on you 3 months in, huh? Is that what it is?
right.
Oh,
Because
he's so good,
Mercury
he's
was
a-
in Gatorade. It told us all. You're a cheater. You're a cheater.
Oh my god. So how dude, I didn't even you're like how old? 26, 27?
So I'm gonna be 40 in 12 years. So, yeah.
Don't fucking joke, my friend. I turned 40 last fucking year, okay?
Right.
I'm 41.
You're gonna be an
This
old
ain't
dad.
no-
You're gonna be a grandpa dad.
I am going to listen.
yeah.
What do I got to I'm settled in. I have a nice, job.
Right.
My chick's got a nice job. Like we can afford like cool things now. Like I'm thinking about it now. Like when I had my daughter, like I had nothing. And now like we're gonna have a kid, and I'm just like, hey, I can buy some cool shit now. Like I could buy a
You're spoiled.
lightsaber and still afford diapers. Like this is
Right,
fucking
right.
awesome.
Right.
This is
That's
pretty
badass.
fucking cool.
Yeah, but
but-
no, I'm 28 years old. Yeah, it's been wild, man. And what's crazier to me is when I like actually talk about it. So when I was on NBC about 2 weeks ago, they were asking me that. I'm like, how long you been doing this? I've been playing guitar. I taught myself guitar at about 10 years old.
Nice.
Ironically, I
Okay.
stopped playing because I got better than my dad, and that was like used against me. It was like a weapon, so I like didn't touch it for a while. But I've only been singing for 4 years. Like actually singing.
That's insane. I was going to ask you earlier, like, when did you find out that you could sing? And not just sing, like, you can sing.
Yeah, like put some stank on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I
Like,
found
everyone
out,
that heard you, yeah, they would say absolutely.
Uh-huh.
thank you. It's so, and to be really honest, like I was good at the cover band stuff, like mimicking and everything like that, but it wasn't until I broke into my voice. So oh man, that sounds nuts to even say this, but in November of 2022 was when I
Wow.
was like, whoa, I can do this. And the thing is I challenge myself every single day. So if there's a song that I can't, or excuse me, song that I'm struggling with, um, I will work at this song every single day until I sing it better than the artist who made it. And it's like a personal challenge of mine where I personally I want to be the best that I believe I can be. It
Well,
doesn't matter what anybody else's opinion is on it. Like if somebody could be like, I could feel like I nailed a song, and somebody's like, "You fucking suck." Well, that's why I developed an entire. This is how petty I am too. Okay, because I got some haters. I got some ex-girlfriends. That,
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
that's what I want to talk about. The fuck
Yeah.
Andrew Jamison shirts
yeah,
are amazing.
yeah. So
Oh, really?
to bring out the whole thing without everything else, I created an entire merch line for the people that have been just nothing but just fucking like, all right, fuck off. I created an entire merch line with North Star Apparel called Fuck Andrew Jamison. We got koozies, we got hoodies, we got t-shirts, we're gonna get hats, we got
That's
vinyl
fucking
stickers for your
awesome.
car. So if you are a hater and you're watching this right now, go buy my fucking shit or shut your mouth, because if you're about your stuff, go buy a t-shirt. Also,
Exactly.
proceeds go to help fund my dream. Everything, 100% of all my merch sales goes towards studio time to help this dream go crazy. But it all started with some crazy ass ex-girlfriends. And I came to the common denominator of this. I was like, well, it's not because I didn't, end the relationship properly. Like, if I left, like the first one I got cheated on, so I left it. And I was like, listen, I can always love you, but like, what you did was wrong. And she begged to have me back, and I didn't take her back. And then the other one, I was like, hey, I have to follow my heart. I didn't even date her. Like, we were just basically like, I was like, hey, I don't want any relationship, but like, I'm cool with fucking if you're cool with fucking. She was like, well, yeah, fucking do it. So we were like
But
basically
she
like
wasn't
glorified
cool
fuck
with
buddies.
that.
Right. And that's the thing is, gentlemen, this is the common denominator. After doing this is about 2 weeks of research, all right, in a lab that was done with coats and everything. We came down to this conclusion. Gentlemen, never fuck a woman 100% with all of you unless you plan to do something with that girl, because she's going to get attached and she's going to go fucking crazy. So,
Don't put it all in. Just put some
Well,
of it in,
if you
not
would
the whole
be nice
thing.
and if you wouldn't cheat in your inner dreams,
right.
like
Yeah.
It's my bad.
problem
But
solved. You need to talk to Dream You and like figure it out.
Right.
Broke the rules. You weren't supposed to fall in love. You broke the
Right.
rules.
Right. You broke the rules. This is stupid. But yeah, like that's the common denominator is you never fuck a woman with everything you got unless you have intentions of being with that woman. That is a respectful thing.
Took
It
2
took
weeks.
2 weeks. Listen, okay, there was a lot of
You have to
R&D
be
done.
B squad. You
Listen.
gotta give her B squad.
Listen, I can't help it. I'm just that good. I can't
Right.
help it. Sometimes
It was more so like both those women was like, so one, I'd loved, and one I was in a relationship with for over a year. So I understand that one. Like I get it. But the other one, it was like, it was the dick. It was the dick, because it was like, you ever just have like a bad day? You're just like, I can't wait to get home and just Neanderthal my woman, fucking caveman style.
just grab her by the hair and just let's go.
Right. And she's like, okay, daddy. And you're like,
Did you
bend
help
over.
her first? Drag her into the cave.
Right. Hit her over the head with a microwave, whatever you got to do.
That was another thing that you taught me. I had no fucking idea that there was two kinds of candle wax.
Yes, you're welcome.
Remember, Biz, I was talking about the two kinds of candle wax?
Yes.
Yeah.
Andrew was the one who told me that there was two kinds of candle wax, and I had no idea. He's like, listen, if you're going to do it, don't be stupid and go to Walmart and get candle wax. Go to your local store and get the candle wax from your store. And I was like, okay, you got, what else did you got there?
Yeah. So
okay,
that's the other
local
thing.
store.
Don't fucking go buy a candle from Walmart and drip it on your partner. You're going to burn them. Get fucking low melt fucking candle wax. All right. If you're going to play responsibly. Fuck. A lot of people learned a lot about me that night in that live too.
Yeah. That was a lot. And I was like, I love you. I was like, I want to hang out with this dude. I want him on the show. Let's fucking do this.
Hell yeah, man. Like this is very
There
much
is a
so.
reason they read smut.
Read smut. What does smut mean?
Oh my.
Tell
The-
me.
Smut.
Tell me,
is-
Dad. Tell me, why are you hiding? Mom and Dad, what's happening? What does smut mean?
Dad's too busy.
Let me give you
Mom
an
and Dad-
example.
Mom and
So
Dad will go over it. Uncle's just gonna drink while they do.
yeah.
All right, hold on. Let me get my juice.
So
She put a nipple
I
on
got
that thing.
married in 2012, and in 2012, the biggest book was 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh, smut is the dirty fucking lyric stuff. I just learned that thing.
That's
Erotica.
like the what's it?
Yeah, back in the day, Sonny,
Fabio, like,
we
you know how,
called
like,
it smut.
Fabio was
the
he was
romance
the book-
novels. Yeah,
He's a romance novel model.
it's brain porn.
Yeah.
More or less.
So that's the book when you come home and your girl's like, hey.
Yeah.
What have you been doing? Do you feel like hating me right now?
You feel like
The fuck?
Yes.
I've been
So-
back.
so
I
men
didn't
owe
do
a
the
lot to
dishes.
smut.
Yeah. Well, listen, that's the difference between men and women going to strip joints. Women will come back from a strip joint, most women anyway, and just be like, "Let's do this." Most guys is like, "I've already came 3 times. I'm spent."
See, fun fact, I have never been to a strip club. Right now,
Really?
never been to a strip club.
that's
Really?
Good.
See, I look
You
at it
saved
this way,
a
like,
Tampa. There are a few I could recommend
see,
for
like,
you.
my thing is my philosophy on this is like, I'm a hunter, right? I'm very primal. Like, I want to hunt for my stuff. There's no, like, if a deer just sits right in front of me and goes like, eat me, like, that's stupid. Go run. Like, I want to hunt. I want that. I'm a hunter. So like, if
Right,
it's
you
given
don't
to
want
me
them in front of
freely,
you like $20.
right. What if I give you $20 to run?
Just
fucking-
take it, Daddy. $20. You could eat my ass. Wait, what, dear? What'd you say?
right. And you're just like, what the fuck? I never, and like, and I'm not knocking anybody. I got stripper friends. I got, friends that do like OnlyFans and stuff like that. And that's great. Like, make your money, girl.
Yeah.
Do your thing. But like, to me, that's an automatic, like, no. Like,
Yep.
and it's just for me, because I want to hunt. If somebody else has access to it, I don't want it.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't mean
I
that they have
agree.
access. And that's another thing. Let me correct myself. Because I've been informed by my very openly content creator friends. So it's not that they have access, but they have the access to the imagery. They have access to the idea. I don't want that.
Right.
Just that's me personally. I'm a hunter. I'm very
That's
primal.
where I'm at with it because I've explained it a couple times on Twitter and whatnot because fuck calling it X, it's Twitter. But I have friends like that as well on there, and I'm just like, to me, it's once it's shown to everybody, it's kind of everyone else's as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I feel. So any like person that really wants to be with somebody is not going to be like, yeah, I'm fine with you just, completely showing all your shit for money online. It's kind of a weird area.
Yeah, and then, like a lot of like if we look at it in the PR sense, right? We look at it politically correct or PC, excuse me, not PR, PC. We look at the
I'm the
PC
PR,
sense,
okay?
everybody's like, you gotta, love everybody. Dude, I love everybody, but also my choice. Like if I choose not to date somebody like that, or I choose not to invest into somebody like that, that is my own personal choice. I can still love that person. Like I'll tell you what, I have a tank top. My favorite tank top in the entire world says "I heart sluts," and like sluts are fucking awesome. I love sluts, but I'll tell you what, I just don't fuck sluts because
Yeah.
that's how like if you're sad, your slut friend will be like, "Hey, here's titties," and you're like, "I'm not so sad anymore." But
Yeah. Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like slut friends are fun. You don't fuck your slut friends,
Yeah.
I want a shirt that says "Slut friends are fun."
right? Exactly. See, marketing idea right there. North Star, Jason, if you're fucking watching this,
Listen, Jason,
Oh
let's
my
talk.
God.
We have ideas for shirts,
Yeah,
Jason.
right.
Oh,
We
yeah.
got ideas.
Fuck Andrew Jamison t-shirts, $20. Think about it.
It's yeah, I don't know where my brain was going with that. I got my brain stopped at slut friends are fun.
Like they're always like the life of the party. If you're having a bad day, they're like, "Come on, let's go do something," or whatever. It's fine. Now there's certain boundaries that you have to respect, but like, yeah, my slut friends are some of my favorite people in the world.
I mean, listen, they bring comfort and joy.
Right.
They're kind of like Santa Claus.
Like I was talking about this the other day. I was like, name one situation that tits does not improve.
Cancer.
Okay, watch this. Okay, you're in a doctor's office. Let's set the mood. Okay. All right. So I want you, Mama J, I need you to reenact the doctor. You have to tell Davey that he's just been diagnosed with cancer.
Okay, Davey, got the test results back, and I'm sorry. You got the cancer.
What?
That-
Huh?
Right. Exactly. You forgot everything about it. In that moment right there, you're like, oh, well, it's not so bad. I mean, they're like, you got 6 weeks to live, and you're like, oh, well,
this is improving these.
I can see a lot of titties in 6 weeks.
Yeah, let me tell you. Let me tell you. The doctor told me I got 6 weeks to leave. I'm seeing all the titties, all of
Like,
them.
could you imagine? Like, what if that was a job at a hospital? It was just some girl pops out and is just like, you have cancer. Like, you're like, like, fuck. Yeah, I'm gonna be pissed. I have fucking a life-ending disease, but I'm not gonna be real
It's the
pissed.
new
in the
type
moment.
of Candace Striper.
Like,
You guys should took the blow out of the message like right away. It was awesome.
right? Because what do you do? Because that first one it clicks. That's the most important. It's just a distraction.
You call your family. What? So what the doctor said? The doctor said I got cancer and I saw
Right.
titties.
Right. There's literally, and we went on. I did a whole TikTok about this. We were just talking bullshit. I think it was in Bill's live too. We were talking about that. Like one situation, name one, and we named like fucking 90 of them, and like it was literally just like there wasn't one that wasn't improved by titties.
Dude, Bill's got some wild lives.
Bill is funny as hell.
Bill has some wild. His Medea is amazing. His Medea is amazing.
You ever
I'm
been
trying
in
to
the OG ones where Quan was doing the old man?
No.
Oh, dude, that
No.
was so funny. They would put
Dude.
pictures of each other up as like, so like Bill would put on the green screen Medea, and then Quan would put Joe up on, and they would just go back and forth for like an hour, just in this fucking voice. And it was funny as hell, dude.
His Medea is spot fucking on. But like he's got like a couple weeks ago, he had a lady on who had a boyfriend, fucked the boyfriend, and then fucked the boyfriend's son, and then fucked the boyfriend again, all in a day span. Fucked the boyfriend's son in the middle of the woods.
Good
And
for
she's
her. I'm
just
proud of her.
telling everybody on TikTok her entire life story. She got pregnant by some dude. It was
that the chick that was in the back of the semi?
I think so.
Okay,
so.
Yeah, I heard this story.
And it was just, he's got some wild people, but Bill brings you, like, he sucks you in with that, so what do you do for a living? And how does that make you feel? And wait, so you've got 3 kids, like, do they all have the same dad? And it's just
Right.
they just go, no, I've got 2 baby daddies, but I got the first kid and the third kid got the same baby daddy, and then the middle kid has a different. And Bill like, well, so listen, do what you got to do. You have fun with your life. How did you get in that predicament?
Right.
Just like,
how did that happen?
it's just like, oh my god, and he'll just sit there and go, this is wild. This
Right,
is
yeah.
wild.
Fucking Bill is a great entertainer. And Bill, if you're watching this, fuck you, dude. Love you. But yeah, no, dude,
So
Bill is awesome.
so what else? Like so I'm trying to think. What so this weekend you've got Tennessee, and then
Yep.
what's like what's the future like? What do you is there anything further than that? Like what when's the
Oh yeah.
album coming out? How many how many songs do you have? Like I don't know. Like I don't like it's amazing to me how like you hear somebody's been in the business for like 15 years and then just finally had like an album release. Like I don't.
Right.
So like what's kind of like the process? Like how because our buddy Jack, he just had an album released also. Um and like it's how long has that been, Jack? How long did it take Jack? Like a couple years to finally get his band.
Yeah. I mean, he's been with his band for a while.
Yeah, and they just put out like a CD. So like what's in the future for you? Like what are you doing coming up?
Yeah, so that's a great question. Actually, that's the third time today I've been asked that.
Thanks
Which
for letting me know I'm fucking original. I appreciate it.
right, yeah, fuck you caveman.
So like so where do you get your inspirations from? How
Right,
many girlfriends
right.
have you had in your entire life? Did they all cheat on you? I'm a fucking
In a
unoriginal
dream?
douchebag.
But yeah, no. So like, I'm grateful that this question keeps popping up because that means that people are individually investing,
Yeah.
and that means so like your brain is going, I want to know what's happening in this
Yeah.
kid's life, right? I want to know what's going on, and so I'm actually very appreciative of that question. So to give you an idea of how hard I've been working, all right. So this last year, so 2000, let's just call it 2000, end of 2021, because COVID hit in what 2021 in March, right?
2020, I believe.
Mhm.
2020, yeah.
2020.
Yeah.
So I was originally
Yeah,
supposed to
March.
start in March of 2020. My first show I ever played ever, right, was in
Ugh.
March of 2020 that was booked. All right.
Yeah, perfect timing.
COVID hit. I was actually activated on a FEMA contract for the United States military as a medical care provider. I was up in Chicago. So actually I'd worked the streets, even working civilian side paramedicine during COVID, which sucked. Right. So music career was like I had the idea of it, but I was just like it was a small town bar. Um, and it was called Industry Tap House. And I was super excited to play my first show and everything, and it got canceled because of COVID. So fast forward a year later, right? We don't do anything with music. We kind of do things here and there, but that was it because everybody was like, "Oh, this is you're gonna end the world," right? I'm
Oh
like,
God.
"No, this is glorified flu, but if you immunosuppressed, take care of yourself."
Right.
So then, this was so like fast forward to spring of 2021, right? This is May. This was May 15th. My boys and I, we'd been kind of practicing and looking like, well, hey, when are we gonna, start something? We were basically building the idea. All of a sudden, I get a call, and I get a call from the Forge in Joliet, Illinois. Hey, we need an opener. Like, yeah, sure, we'll go take it. Like, who are we opening for? Struggle Jennings,
No
Waylon Jennings,
shit.
fucking bloodline, like Waylon Jennings'
Nice.
grandson. Yeah,
That's dope.
Struggle fucking Jennings. And I was like, okay, like cool, whatever. And they told us like 3 days prior.
Like a
My
lot bigger
first
than
show I
expected.
ever played was opening up for Struggle fucking Jennings.
That's badass.
And and it was badass. And so we were like, oh man, we got to make sure that everything's, said and done. I'll never forget this. So, cause I'm nervous as hell on stage. Like I still can't grow any facial hair at this point in my fucking life, like for whatever reason.
It took me
Cause
to
like I'll be
35 to grow facial hair, okay?
right. And now
35.
like it just comes in all like white trashy.
Listen,
Like,
you have it better than I did. I was still like patchy. I look like
right.
I look like somebody took a fucking razor to my face and was just like, "Yeah, that's good enough."
Right, like cool, it's sweet. We call it like the Mark Wahlberg from Lone Survivor facial hair. you know. And but yeah, we go through on this. We kill this show. First of all, we kill the show. Everybody's on point, and it was amazing. And we go back to the green room, and Struggle's doing his own thing. So it was Struggle Jennings, Adam Calhoun, and Yellow Wolf actually showed up
No
there.
shit.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yellow Wolf was in Chicago. Somebody picked him up. Struggle Jennings had a tattoo guy on the bus, and they were just talking about tats that they got. And of course, I'm the fucking kid, like, oh my god, look at you, like, just trying to shut up and sit in a corner. And like, Adam Calhoun, he's funny as hell, and Yes,
I
sir,
fucking love
Struggle
Adam
looked at me.
Calhoun.
Yeah,
Adam
dude,
Calhoun.
he's funny as fuck. And actually, the funny thing is so he presents himself, like peacocky, like you fuck blah blah blah,
Yeah.
America, right? He's a fucking giant teddy bear. He really
Oh
is.
yeah, I bet. Yeah.
And so is Struggle, and that's why they like bond with each other. But you don't, this one thing Adam told me is don't fucking trust anybody in this fucking industry. And he's like, you stay independent as long as you fucking can, and you keep fucking pushing no matter what anybody says. But Struggle Jennings had sat there, and I was like, the guy who was like acting as my manager at the time, Brian. He had sat there and he had told me a story. He's like, hey, you mind if we get a picture? And Struggle was like, yeah, sure. So he's like, wait, were you the guy that was just up? I was like, yeah. He goes, that's the first real outlaw country shit I've heard in a long time. And I was like,
good shit.
Hell yeah. So like that quote right there, I was like, I should have asked him. I've been like, can I quote this? Like, and but yeah, there was a couple other cool people that were there. And so what was actually ironic about that show too, I'd been in severe abdominal pain for about a week. I don't know what the hell was going on, but I knew it like in my medical profession that if I went into the hospital, I was going to need surgery. Like I knew. I didn't know what was wrong. I didn't know if it was a hernia.
Usual man thing. Don't go to the be a man. Don't go to the
I go to
Be
the
a man.
doctor.
Shut up and
Fucking
die.
off.
Wrong.
Right. Be a man. Fucking die.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm like sitting there and they're all doing shots of fucking Hennessy. Bring over whatever. And I did a shot with him and I said, I'm so sorry. I don't mean to be rude at all. I would love to sit here. I need to go to the hospital because this is the only thing that I've been waiting for this entire week, like I've been delaying for. I drove myself to the hospital. As soon as I got checked in, after they got the CT results, I was scheduled for emergency surgery in 30 minutes. Yeah, so I had a 4.5 centimeter mass that was pressing up in my abdomen I was on my spinal cord. And they didn't know what it was from. It was fucked because even while I was in the hospital the next day, right, they're like, hey, yeah, I know, the oncologist is going to come out and talk to you, tonight. And I'm like, fuck. Where's the fucking titties? Like, why is the fucking nurse sitting there telling me, they're like, yeah, I know we got the
You
oncologist.
could have broke the suit so much better.
Right. And so this oncologist, dude, he comes into the fucking room. My mom's in here. All right. My mom's sitting there on my bedside and everything because we didn't know what the fuck was going on because some shit from my military service like didn't add up. Right. And so this doctor comes in here and he's like looking through the paper or whatever. And he's like, well, Andrew, it was benign. And I'm like, why the fuck the long pause? Why are you sitting there? Why, you fucking dickhead? And so they made me stay in that fucking hospital for 2 more fucking days for fucking basically recovery because of the incision where they were at and everything. Worst pain in my entire life was them packing that fucking wound because they couldn't fucking stitch it all the way up. They had to actually pack it to the location. And when they ripped that shit out, I was like, I passed out. Only time ever in my life I passed out from pain. And yeah, so and the fun part about this is so where it was located on my spinal cord, instead of going because it was too like invasive to go back through the spine, like by the spine, they went up through my gooch, bro.
Oh
yeah. Oh yeah. So there was a period for about 2 weeks that I had 2 fucking assholes. And I'll tell you, they ripped that fucking packing gauze and there was like this much out of it, dude.
Oh god. Yeah.
So feel it.
It's a very
Feel it.
reaction.
My asshole hurts. My asshole hurts right now.
Every guy listening right now, feel that.
Oh.
Feel it. So
I can feel my asshole pucker right. Oh,
yeah. And so when they fucking removed
I
that
should
shit,
be
man.
laughing like this. I'm sorry, but
Oh, you can laugh at it. Trauma is pain and trauma is funny.
Mhm.
Like,
Yes.
just wait till I tell you about when I was 12 with my uncle. Like, no, I'm just kidding.
oh my
But not really.
no.
no, my Uncle Mike, no.
Uncle Touchy's
It's
naked
just
puzzle basement
honestly,
is not a
though,
fun
it's
place.
Just the word gooch, though. It just
The
got
gooch.
me.
Yeah,
Right
Uncle
through.
Sandusky, please stop.
right.
Oh my word.
Not the naked puzzle basement. Keep me out of there.
That's fucking wicked harsh. Oh.
Yeah, you don't know pain until you're tied to a radiator. But
While they're eating
Yeah.
pizza in front of you.
so long story short, that was like the start of everything. And then we did a bunch of shows. We did about a year. We did over 150 shows in about 11 months. and that like kickstarted everything. And then we finally, like, I was like, I want something more. I and because this was up in the Chicagoland area outside, and I was living in Joliet, which is about 45 minutes south of the city. And if you were within like a 50-mile square radius, owned a venue, owned anything outside of Chicago, I'd even dare say 100. If you were in a 100-mile radius of Chicagoland area or Joliet, like, you knew my name or you knew the band. And I was very grateful for that. And all the guys, everybody was happy with it. They're like, "Oh, Andrew, you're the country guy around here. Like, cool. Like, dude, we can't wait to show up to your shows. Like, your shows are so much fun."
Well, especially
I didn't
that
want to be
area.
known as the, huh?
I mean, to be honest, especially that area, you're probably like the main
Yeah,
country person.
right.
Because
Well, yeah.
I'm in Indiana. I'm in Northwest Indiana, so I'm pretty close to a lot of that area.
So Nate Venturelli?
No.
Okay, Nate Venturelli, he's an upcoming artist. That's out of
Okay.
NWI.
I've been out. Yeah, I've been out of a lot of that scene for a while, but it would be
Mhm.
nice to start learning more of the names. But no, I know those areas and shit, so I can imagine you coming up through those areas. It's like,
Yeah,
yeah, it's gonna be
yeah,
a little bit different.
yeah. And it was like it was difficult, but it was also like I really wasn't. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I really wasn't putting any work into it.
Gotcha.
It was more so like, hey, let's just reach out to this venue, let's talk to them, and be like, but then I would be so excited for these bars, right? And I'm grateful for every single opportunity. I don't care if there's 4 people or 4,000. I like,
No,
I'm gonna play that
exactly.
show the same, and
Mhm.
because if there's somebody in that crowd that is gonna, feel something, that's why I got into music.
You get to 1, you
Um,
can get to 2, to 4, to 7. After,
exactly,
yeah,
And they tell two friends, and they tell two
exactly,
friends, and they tell two friends.
exactly.
right. And so, like, my mentality has always been like that, where I didn't care about the paycheck. I didn't care about anything as long as, like, I was able to live, right?
Mhm.
And coming from my foundation as a child, like, I got sugar sandwiches, baby, like ramen fucking
Mhm.
noodles. I ain't afraid to struggle. And I'll tell you what, I'm good at it and I thrive. I
Yep.
thrive in nothingness. And so, like, yeah, my motivation for everything was just like I wasn't satisfied. I wasn't. And I realized that in order to make that next step, you had to build your brand and you had to network, right?
Mhm.
And you also had to have content. So, like, I wasn't going to go anywhere if I only got one song out. I wasn't going to go anywhere if, I didn't expand my horizons and settled and just said, okay, you know what? I'm happy being locally known in the Chicagoland area. You know, I wasn't going to expand and blossom if I just was okay with just redundancy and, complacency. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to chase this the fullest that I can.
Right.
And yeah, so we started reaching out, I started building this brand. I took in November of let's see, in November of 2022 was my last full band show, and I took up that time until now, just building the brand, writing songs, getting stuff, finding a producer I liked. But I know your original question, you're like, what's behind the scenes? So this entire year has been building the brand, like TikTok's been doing all that other stuff. I now
There
have
you go.
over 46,000 followers organically, not paid for, nothing else like that. 46 in because I only got on TikTok in June of last year.
It still baffles me that like
Yeah.
people are just finding TikTok. It's so
Yeah.
funny that, like, you see somebody with like
Yeah.
1,000 followers and like maybe 10 videos, and you're like, you're just finding out about this. Like,
Right.
when
Right.
it was the
Well, that was
biggest
me.
thing, it was the biggest thing during the pandemic. Like, everybody was
Right.
talking about it, and just to find it now, it's just it's interesting to hear.
Well,
Mhm.
but then guys like me, I'm like, man, I have like 9 band accounts. Like, what have you been
Right.
doing?
Well, see, because also when TikTok was a big thing during the pandemic, which I mean, it kind of shot myself in the foot with it, where like I was working so much, I was working over 100 hours a week on like
Yeah.
EMS,
Mhm.
because everybody was down or somebody was, fucked or whatever. And so, like, that sucked. But TikTok was more so like oh, I'm bored, I'm gonna go scroll on it. It's the new
You
Facebook,
can
right?
right, and that's the one thing with TikTok though is the discoverability on there, and the
Right.
way that you can build a
Mhm.
base is very, very good. It will go
Right.
pretty damn fast.
Right. And like, so like once I started kind of doing all that aspect, I realized I was like, okay, like where do my priorities need to be?
Mhm.
And I looked at this as far as for digital marketing, like TikTok is the best place as of right now
Yeah,
for artists. It's not YouTube, it's none of that other shit. YouTube's fucking dying. And like, so
Mhm.
like
absolutely.
music videos are dying. I could go and put 5 grand into a production, 10 grand into a production for a music video. And it's like it doesn't matter unless you have the organic following first. You have to have content with context. And so like
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah. And as like a as like an artist too, people want to see the visuals and they want to see all that stuff, but they want to hear about the story. Like, why should I follow you? You know,
Mhm.
Mhm.
why should I hit that little button in the
And
fucking
also,
or follow you?
and I will say this too is that if you ever did or wanted to, people do it on there. You can like duet with people song wise,
Yeah.
stuff like that. So like you can even interact with like some of the people that follow you that maybe are doing something talented or whatever else. Like
Mhm.
that's another cool thing with it that I've noticed that
Right.
some do.
It's crazy. Like I would have never met you. Like if
Right.
if it wasn't for TikTok.
Right, I wouldn't have
And
met your ass, motherfucker.
yeah,
Right.
this is the way we met was through TikTok. He said to me, he went, "Hey, I'm thinking about starting up
Well, I
my
already had
podcast."
I had this podcast, and then I was like, "Well, I'm
Mhm.
looking for a co-host because I want to get it going more because it was just me." Like, and I've known Jackie since like well before I even kind of had this going, but I didn't have anybody else with it. So then I talked to him and put up
Yeah,
a little bit of a post saying, "Hey, I want to like get something kind of going, Tim Pool wise, but also drinking bros, have fun, talk shit, whatever else." And
Right.
you know,
yeah,
one of those conversations where it's like, man, you wish you had that conversation recorded you had with your buddy. That's what this kind of is about, you know?
and yeah.
See, like
We talked for like we did one of these like without like airing it, and we did
Mhm.
45 minutes, and it was like 5 minutes. It was like it
Right.
went so
Yeah.
fast, and it was just like natural and organic, and
Yeah.
and it was, and we did it through fucking TikTok.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and also the fact that like growing up, you see like Papa Roach on TV, and now all of a sudden
Yeah.
you have a chance to interact with Papa Roach. It's
Right.
like holy shit! Like
Mhm.
I can duet Papa Roach, and then Papa Roach will look at it and
Right.
actually duet it and tell me it was great. Like it's a great time to be alive. It
It
really
is pretty
is.
cool with some of that. Yeah.
So like and that's the other thing is like it becomes like kind of like it puts you in touch. So like you guys know Chase Matthew,
Think so. Yeah.
like the artist guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, so like Chase Matthew follows me. You know who Lanco is?
I think so.
Like Lanco is another country artist or whatever, but like random interactions, right?
Yeah.
So Lanco was in a lot or scrolled through a live yesterday while I was singing and said something about this sounds awesome. Like, or this guy's awesome or something like that. And like I didn't even realize that. Like, I didn't know. It was sent to me. I was like, hey, just letting you know this was so I sent a message to him. I made a comment on his stuff, be like, hey, thanks for stopping by on the live. And the one thing that I realized and I'm so grateful for with social media is that ability to network
Mm-hmm.
is so
Mhm.
because before the day and age and I'm like from my understanding on this and the concepts of everything, you needed a talent scout to find you, and you needed a lot of money that was willing to be put behind you.
Right.
Yeah.
Where now in the indie era, or as an independent artist, right? And I will 1000% tell you that it takes money to make money. You have to be
Oh
willing
yeah.
to sacrifice everything, but your like for me, I'm willing to sacrifice everything but my morals and the things that I
Mm-hmm.
love. So like I love
Mhm.
myself. I love my family. I will not sacrifice my family for this. I won't change that and you can't buy me.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to be willing to sacrifice anything and everything else. Like your comfort, if it means that you're downsizing and you're living in a shitty apartment in the fucking shitty parts of a fucking town because you're saving money for that album. Like I've done that. I did it for a
Mhm.
year. Um, not going out, not drinking, all that other shit. Like it all adds up. So you do need a lot of money, but the ability to network has been the biggest thing because
Right.
that is now on a social platform where it takes one person. It
Mm-hmm.
is literally just
Mhm.
that one person that the tide and what I love about music, especially on TikTok with these like artists that are up and coming, is that it literally is just it's a wave of people. It's as a collective they decide instead of just this is the major labels that you needed as an artist 20 years ago to
Mhm.
to sit there and be something. It's like no, the people decide, and the labels are like now picking out of
Right.
these
Mm-hmm.
crowds of people.
And you said something that resonates with me, and I'm pretty sure it resonates with Biz and Mama J. Is that like it doesn't matter if it's 3 people watching you,
Hmm.
or 300 or
Right. It
3,000.
doesn't matter.
Like
Yeah.
you have to do it for you.
Right,
You don't
Right.
have don't do it
Mhm.
for
right,
everybody else. Don't like we this is what we do. This is us.
right.
Like you don't like
Yeah.
being called a jerk off. You don't like being called different names, fuck yourself. We had one guy who said that he was going to sponsor us, but we used the word fuck too much. And what did Biz do?
Fuck.
Biz went on the next podcast and said fuck 742 times on the next podcast because you know why? Fuck that guy.
Right.
And
Fuck
it's
you.
true. Yeah. Like you be you. And if somebody likes it, there's always going to be somebody who doesn't like it, but there's always going to be another person that likes it. And that's what people have to understand is you might not be for everybody, but you're for certain for people.
Somebody.
Yeah, you're for somebody, and that collective will grow, and like Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan is now one of the biggest podcasters in the world.
If not
and but people didn't like him and don't like him. And when he first came up, there was people who hated him. And now look at him because Joe did what Joe is doing, and he's staying true to himself.
Yep.
And that's what you have to do.
Well, he also made people eat gross shit on TV too.
Well, I mean,
that helped a little.
You notice
bit.
how you never saw Puerto Ricans on there because anything with little sazon and some adobo, they'll make anything. Hey, that's how I made a baby.
Hey, dude, I'm proud of you. At least you know your nuts work too.
Listen, I didn't think. To be honest with you, I thought I was broken. And when she sent me that picture and she got home, I looked at her, I gave her a hug, I looked down and go, "You work, yay!"
Right. Oh my god!
Like, a surprise party. See, like I want the woman, like when that happens, you know what? I don't want her to, I don't want her to give me, the pregnancy test and be like, "Look, I want you to give me a cake that says, 'Congratulations, your nuts work,' with like a plus sign on it or something." I don't know. I mean, dude, I can't wait for that moment in my life.
See, that is a big thing too. The ability to connect and communicate directly with other artists and creators is mind blowing to think about. Within only a few short years, this world has gotten so small. The opportunities are so big. Absolutely, yeah. And that's like, it. And I know that maybe you, Andrew, might know. It's cool that being able to have this with the mindset of we can come together once a week to do it, because whenever I've been throughout bands throughout the years, I've been in several throughout years. It is hard enough getting minds together to meet once a fucking week. You know what I'm saying? To be able to keep going through things. And now that people can actually meet other people, like even if you aren't in the same state, whether it's doing podcasts or music wise, you can digitally connect musically and send people, you can send each other files and shit too. And so it's like the connection ability is it is pretty fucking awesome. Like I'm a big one that kind of talks crap about social media sometimes because it's ruined people in certain ways, like immediate gratification, blah blah, stuff like that. But nonetheless, it also has the ability to really bring people together in good ways.
What do you mean? Like, hey, you want to go get coffee? Here's my dick.
Right, man. She liked 3 of my posts. Here's a piece.
Good old dick coffee. Just like mom used to make. Fuck, man. But I totally get that on that like instant gratification crowd, because we are actually kind of like producing that instant gratification kind of generation, if you will. Like I understand that, and like I even kind of fell on that for a little bit, where I was like, oh man, if I make a post and I get 4 likes on it, I'm like, I have to delete it. Where like now, like if I make something, I don't give a fuck who sees it. And like we're going back a little bit what you were saying a little bit earlier, Davey, is like for me, I used to care so much about what everybody else thought about me, because I was like, in this what I thought was this, big fish, mentality. And I was like, this is a fucking puddle. And I was like, I ain't shit. And when I had that like come to Jesus fucking moment,
that humbling.
Like, I'm nothing. Like I'm nothing. And the reason why I was nothing is because I didn't believe I was anything.
It was probably the Justin Bieber haircut.
Right, and it was like fucking hair flips. So now I get to do the hair flips with my fucking mullet. So
there you go.
Happy about that.
Yeah.
Fucking shoulder duster. But yeah, like when I kind of had that moment, it was actually, that's when my career changed. And so when I tell people this, it wasn't until February of last year. So because of my choices with drugs and my choices of involvement in doing so much, to give you an idea, like I wasn't like an addict for years, right? And I wasn't when it started, I hit and I chased it because I was like, yeah, like I couldn't get enough. I have a very, very like high tolerance for things. So It got to a point where I was doing about an 8.5 of cocaine by myself,
God damn.
like
A
every
night?
Oh
night.
my.
Yeah, a night, like literally.
Oh.
And the thing was, is because I was getting the majority of it, I was getting all that for free because of my friends that I was like with, and the crowd that I was hanging out with. It got so bad that the crowd that I was hanging out with in the music scene, actually up in Chicago, like there was a bet that was made. If you could do more cocaine than Andrew Jamison could, you got $1,000.
God
Like,
Jesus.
like I'm not even playing around, and like I can laugh at it now, but that's how like bad it was.
Woo.
And so like so for the span of a year and some change, some year and a couple months or whatever
That
it
even
was.
makes Ric Flair blush. He's like,
Oh yeah,
That makes
had,
Keith Richards go, "You fucking idiots."
right, you fucking guy. Okay, but to give you an idea, in a year, okay, what usually takes people an entire like lifetime to accomplish. My heart started shutting down. I was doing so much that I have permanent heart problems now.
yeah.
Um, I tore through. I blew through my right side. My entire
Ooh.
side of my cartilage and everything is gone on my right side of my nostril. Because I was like, oh yeah, you know what? This was the rationality of an addict. Like,
Here it goes.
I'm just gonna stop whenever I can't breathe out of that nostril.
Yeah.
Well, I ended up finding out that you do enough fucking cocaine, you blow that hole through your fucking nose, like, and it goes straight to the back of your throat. Like, you don't have a stop button. So, like, I would just sit there rationalizing as I'm like fucking picking out parts of cartilage out of my fucking nose and
Like,
just
well,
disintegrating.
it's still going.
Right?
It's
I'm like, oh, it's good. We got like, we got some more in there, maybe. And it's
The
just
free
like,
part is
fuck.
what keeps you going.
Oh yeah, well, that was the thing. That's what attributed to that habit, and like it was literally. And the sad part is I hated myself on it. Like I hated myself who I
Yeah.
was. I was aggressive. I couldn't play. And the biggest thing but this is why I will never touch it again. And this is why like I never will. Some people are like, well, make that promise to yourself. No, me, I will never will. It
Yeah.
separated my heart, my soul, what makes Andrew Jamison. And when I'm on that guitar, it separated all of that. So like I could still sing and do my own thing, right? And I would feel so empty because I'm like, there's nothing. This is just me playing.
Mm.
And then everybody be sitting there. Or this one show that I did, I was geeked out of my fucking mind. I did probably two 8 balls. All right, about 2 8 balls that were shared between me and two other people, but I was the majority, hitting it.
Mama J, an 8 ball is about this much because just
I know.
I'm
I
just
did-
making
I'm-
sure. I know you follow the word of the
He's like-
God.
he's like, I'm
You didn't
hip.
even call your cousin a whore at one point. You called her a heathen or something like that.
It was my aunt, and she was.
Right. Let's go with the
Both?
heathens. But I remember on the whole car ride there, all right, to the show, I had 2 shows, and I was like, man, I'm just, I'm done. I don't want to feel anything anymore, and everything. So on the way to the first show, we tore up the first 8 ball, right? And I go play the show, and I make it through, and everybody in the crowd is like sitting there, and they're just like, because it was an acoustic thingy, and they're like, "Oh my God, Andrew, your voice is like crazy good. Like, thanks." And I can't even look people in the eye because I'm fucking geeking out, right? And I'm telling everybody that I have fucking really bad allergies right now because I can't fucking breathe. And everybody still is just praising my fucking name, going, Andrew, you are fucking like talented, so talented. But meanwhile, in my soul, in my heart, I'm sitting here going, what the fuck is wrong with me? Like,
Mhm.
my soul was separated from everything. I'm like, why are they telling me I'm doing a good job when I hate myself right now? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're not hearing the 100% of me. And then so I was like, fuck it. I was pissed. So the whole car ride, the other hour and a half back next to the next fucking show, because it was 2 in a row. And I go to this next show. And of course, what does fucking an addict do? Hey, you know what? We can't waste it. Let's just do it all right now.
Yep.
So I fucking ripped the rest of this fucking shit. And I get up on stage and I'm playing with my boys and we're doing this thing. And my boys are like, Andrew, what the fuck is wrong? Like, what? Well, dude, what's happening? I was like, I've done a lot of fucking cocaine today. And they're like, all right, and I just see the look of disappointment on their faces and everything. And I'm just like, and of course, at the moment, I didn't care. I'm going through my own shit, so I don't give a fuck. Like, whatever, be pissed at me. You don't know what the fuck I'm going through. Meanwhile, the men that love me and know who I am are looking at me and going,
Right.
our leader is fucking up right now,
Mhm.
And so there's this woman, her name's Gloria. First time I ever met this girl. and she's an older lady. And I kind of came outside. I was smoking a cigarette, and I was outside, and she goes, "Hey, are you okay? Just wanted to tell you God loves you, no matter what you do." Right then and there. And I don't know this woman from fucking Adam. I break the fuck down and I start crying. And I don't know if you guys, any people that have ever been on blow, how hard it is to cry on fucking cocaine. I'll tell you what, I started bawling. She just hugged me. And she said, "Andrew, I lost my son to suicide." She goes, "I feel like I'm supposed to be here." So why I'm still geeked out, right? And I got this little old lady that's sitting there just giving me a hug, telling me that God loves me and that I'm meant for more, that she's worried about me and she feels like she was sent here. She asked me if she could pray over me. And I was like, yeah, no, maybe later or whatever. She's like, "Nope, I'm praying over you right now." I was like, "Yes, ma'am." And so she did that. And like, it was that was like the first wake up call, for me, where I
Gotcha.
realized, like, I was like, I'm not just trying to end my own life. Cause that was the other thing I didn't even fucking talk about, but it's short and sweet. I've attempted suicide 7 times in my life.
Oh my god.
7. This is not like, and in all
That's it.
reality, 2 of those attempts were more so calls for help, where I left the back
Mhm.
door option, where I was like, kind of like, okay, well, we'll see what happens. It was more so cries for help. Still very serious, but there was a way out.
I took pills. What'd you take? 37 baby Tylenol?
Right. Well, see, and that's what made it dangerous though too, is because for me, like, you get those girls who are like, "I would end it all," and they take like a fucking bottle of Tylenol. I'm like, all you did was fucking blow a hole through your stomach. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and of
Yeah.
course my medical brain is, if you want to do it right, you take this and this and this, and like, you know, and so this is what was crazy
You
about
did it
all
wrong,
this, though.
Brenda.
Right, Clarissa, fucking bitch.
Freaking
but
Brinian and whatever the names are
right,
now.
this is what was crazy to me is, like, medically, I knew how to do it. I knew exactly how, to end myself in the most efficient ways. So like there was, and like when I look back at this, and this is another thing that's kind of equated to some of my heart issues, and I'm not going to explain blatantly on a live how to proceed with this stuff, but I did it in a scientific, like, medical way, where I was like, okay, what mixes with what, and what dosage, and how do I do it? So the last time I did that, I overdosed on 4 different medications, 4 times the lethal amount of 4 different medications that mixed together are lethal. I did that, and I remember waking up in the fucking hospital, and that's what my song "Empty Bottle" is about. Is the music video is actually my last attempt, and I remember waking up at the hospital and just being so fucking pissed. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" I was like, "How? I did it right this time."
I know
This
this
was
is really dark, but that reminds me of like fucking Keenan when he's on that fucking AA round. He's like, "God damn it!" He's like,
yeah, exactly. I was like breaking fucking dude.
You
And
went
the
to
thing,
the hospital.
yeah,
God damn.
yeah, like, dude, it was traumatic too,
Uh,
because like my whole system had like shut the fuck down. But that was my brain. It's like I couldn't even
yeah,
speak it out loud, because like my voice and everything was like, it was gone. And like I had to relearn how to do things while I was in that hospital, and recovery and everything. Where like, and for anybody that's hurting or struggling right now, I want to put this picture in your head. You're so set on your decision. You're set on your decision that you don't want to be here anymore. That you make a plan. You start saying goodbye to everybody. Not blatantly, but indirectly, you start saying goodbye to everybody, giving them stuff, giving people money here and there, doing this, writing your letters, getting them prepped. You know, you're really gonna make this decision. Imagine being in that mindset, right? And you finally do it. And as you're doing it, and there's no way out. I remember sitting on my bed as these medications were taking effect, and I went to go reach for my phone, and I couldn't even move my arms. I remember reaching for my phone, trying to call for help, because I knew I made a mistake, and I couldn't even do it. And so sitting there in the internal conflict in my brain and my heart, going, "Oh my God, I just made the biggest mistake of my life. Why I can't even move my body to change anything about it." And so you're sitting there in a state of saying, okay, there's a partial acceptance that you go through when you do it, right? And you're going through the process, and you make that first jump, and I just made the biggest mistake of my life. I want to live. I just wanted the pain to stop.
Mhm.
That moment in that moment, right then and there, is when I started having an appreciation for life because I realized that once it was out of my hands, I didn't really want that. I
Right.
just wanted the pain to stop. I wanted the mental health. I wanted to stop reliving the nightmares of, the blood and guts and the brain matter in my mouth and things of this nature and things that I've said and done and watching people die over and over. I didn't want to live that nightmare anymore. And so from that moment, I'll tell you, it was very, very sobering because imagine you're sitting there, right? And you want to make the choice. You made a mistake. You're like, holy fuck, I made a mistake. I want to live. You can't do anything about it. And I sat like that into my consciousness. I went unconscious. And I don't know if you've seen that music video or not, but for Empty Bottle, um, that's an actual true story. That's about what happened. The last thing that I remember seeing before waking up in the hospital was the love of my life trying to roll me over. And I remember my eyes kind of opening up. I remember hearing her just begging me, Andrew, please, please, Andrew, please. Like she's like a fucking buck 15, buck 10, at most, soaking wet. Trying to roll my 200-pound ass over to the side because the dispatcher is saying, roll him on his side. Is he breathing? And her just not even be able to say anything, but her eyes are saying, her
Mhm.
saying, please, please. Where I went back unconscious. And and what's funny is I'm actually writing a song about it. I said the last thing I said to her before I went out was I said, you look like an angel.
Oh
I
my
thought it was
goodness.
I thought
Now
it was
pop a titty out.
right.
That
Right. And yeah, man. It was
that
it's
that's one of my worst fears is not like when you go in for surgery, my worst fear is locked in syndrome.
Mhm.
And then not be like when you said that and you said you couldn't move, I started getting anxiety when you said that
Yeah.
because I could feel myself not being able to move my arm like that. That's crazy.
So imagine that, but instead of just being like, "Oh, I won't get out of this," it's you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was the thing that went through my head was you are dying, and I could feel it. And that's the other thing is this might sound nuts, but my people that get it, they get it. Like I can smell death. Like
Mhm.
I can sense death. I've been around it so much, like I can sense it, and it is the weirdest thing when you feel it around you. And yeah, it is. I don't even know how to describe it. It's almost like a sense of peace, but it is a moment of panic and anxiety where you are going, I have no idea what is about to happen, but I know it's happening.
Right.
And
Amanda says that's one thing to be proud of failing at.
well, that was the best part. Is so because remember I was talking about earlier, I'm a winner, right? I did everything the best that I could. I tried to. I'm a winner, all right. I failed that because the man upstairs won. There's literally no other explanation, and I don't. I'm not going to push my beliefs on anybody. I'll tell you what, that is one thing in working in EMS that God is real.
Mhm.
God is very real,
Mhm.
and there's a presence. And I've watched the life leave people. I've felt the life leave my body. Like I didn't have this, apparition thing where I saw myself or anything else like that. There was like just this golden field. That was it. It was just
Mhm.
this golden field, and there was just this overwhelming sense of peace and tranquility where everything my body wasn't in pain. Like I don't know how else to describe it. It was
Yeah.
um, ethereal. I guess is a good
Mhm.
word to put. There's a Scrabble word for everybody down in the comments.
I don't even know how to
Here's your
fucking spell that. What do you
I don't even know I knew that word, but I knew I used it in the
here's your
right
here's your
fucking
$10 word for the week, people. Here we
right.
go.
Ethereal. It's sponsored by Dixie Cups. Fuck you. But yeah, it was weird. And I heard one voice. I heard this just very calm voice, and I thought it was my grandma. Like it as that is. Like I thought it was my grandma, even though it wasn't. It wasn't like feminine either. It was just like love. That's what I felt. And I don't even know how because we describe, I have a man's voice. Like Mama J, she's got a female voice. Like you can
Mhm.
tell the
I
difference. Like it
do.
wasn't even that.
Mhm.
And all I remember hearing was "Be still." Boom, like that. I woke up in the fucking hospital, and that was it. And that's the only time ever in my life where I was like close to death, like that close, where I was like hugging him, you know, and then like,
Mhm.
nope. And I knew,
Yeah.
I finally understood. I understood a lot, and understood my place in the world, and that I had so much more to give. I had so much more left. And like, even though I had lost my job in EMS, you know, even though I had gone through all this death and watched my friends die and people die, and it fucks with you after a while. And, you know,
Mhm.
I realized that there's so much left in this world. And because I was like, felt hopeless, where I was like, I can't help people anymore. Like my job is, you know, in medicine is gone now. You know,
Right.
maybe I need to go back to school for nursing or something. Maybe EMS just isn't what I need to do. And I realized God put that, and I was like, you know what? Put that fucking guitar in your hand, and
Yeah.
you're gonna help
Yeah.
people out.
Maybe instead of physical healing, it's
Right.
soul healing, spiritual
Exactly.
healing that
There
you're
you
gonna
go.
give people.
And it says the clarity of the moments before you lose control and consciousness is something you hope to never repeat until you know you're ready. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So like now, like I can tell you, like, because part of the beauty of being a human being is we have our moments, right? We feel things, and in that unbearing, sorrowful, you know, hurt and pain, and in those moments, right, where the thought process goes, be like, it'd be better if I'm not here. Everybody's had that moment,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
That's natural, you know, because we don't want the pain to happen. Whereas before, with struggling with my mental health and PTSD um, and all those other things, like I realized it's okay to have those moments. It's how I deal with those moments. And for anybody that is dealing with this, with mental health and suffering every single fucking day, and whether you're using substances, whether you're using women and sex or drugs or alcohol, whatever you're using to cope to get right out of the fucking filth and the muck and the decay and everything to keep yourself higher, right?
Mm-hmm.
And using that, the only way to get the fuck out of that hole you've dug for yourself is to dig down. It is to dig down through the fucking decay, through the pus, through the shit, through everything that you have been avoiding, and you come to peace with it. You realize after you dig through all of that shit and you get to the parts that you've been avoiding for your, because you don't want to feel that way, when you address it and stand in its fucking face as a lion and you just fucking eat it and you own it and you go all the way down, the door right there is at the bottom of that fucking tunnel. Everybody thinks they have to dig the fucking way out. No, you dig down,
Mm-hmm.
you address it. You become friends with your demons. You own them. They don't own you. They will
Mm-hmm.
always be a part of your life forever.
That's the only way you're gonna fix shit like that.
Right?
Mhm.
Well, I mean, with that, I mean, I don't listen. That's the fucking best way to end this. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no other way. I mean, I'm ready to run
There's
through a
no
fucking wall.
segue, like, yeah.
I'm ready to run through a wall and fucking face those demons.
Hell yeah.
That dude, your story's amazing.
Thank you, brother.
I'm so fucking glad you failed at
Yeah,
that
me too.
because
Yeah.
it has made you who you are today, and you are fucking amazing. I can't say it enough, man.
Thank you, brother.
Your musical talent is fucking amazing. And I said it yesterday, and I'll say it again. I can't wait to the day that I see you and Brianna at the Grand Ole Opry, and I go, I got a chance to meet that dude and
Right.
fucking and talk to him and fucking, because you have something that's totally different and fucking amazing.
Thank you, brother.
Amazing. And
truly
I can't wait to
means
see you actually one day live when I can get the fuck out of here.
Oh, yeah.
But now that I'm having a baby come, I don't know if that's going to be anytime soon. So if you come to Kansas
bring
City,
what's that called? Like the little front backpack?
the baby Bjorn, and just
Yeah,
put
there you
headphones
go.
on him. Just sit there today. Yeah. And the baby's just,
Yeah, I love it,
exactly
dude.
like
I
that.
love it.
But-
Man, thank you guys so much for having me on here. Seriously, I appreciate it. This is actually, I can't even believe we're almost at 2 hours here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels like, you know,
Yeah.
it feels very natural. And thank you guys sincerely for having me, and thank you for believing me and wanting to actually even share your platform to be able to help grow mine.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Absolutely.
dude, you are welcome back at any time, man. Any
Well,
fucking time, man.
Yeah, and
You are-
definitely plug anywhere
You can
that
sing for
anyone
us
can.
anytime.
Yes. Yeah.
Love it.
Mama J wants your Snapchat. So,
Right.
like, you do lullabies?
Yeah, but
Fucking
plug
Clarissa.
any place that anyone can find you, any of that jazz. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, you guys, best way to find me on any social media platform or anything is actually literally just to Google my name. My parents did a great job of fucking my name up, so it's Andru instead of Andrew. So Andru Jamison with an I, you guys. I'll be your first search result on everything else. The only thing that's different is Instagram. There's Andrew_Jamison because I don't remember the password to my old account, which is just Andrew Jamison. So
Yeah.
um yeah, you
Happens to
guys,
the
thank
best
you
of
so
us.
much for the support. Best way to help support me is literally to go follow me cross platform. If you like the music that you're listening to, add it to your playlist. That actually puts me into
There you
algorithms that let Spotify know, oh, this artist has been added to this many playlists. Hit the follow button across social media platforms. And that goes for any independent artist that you like.
go. Yeah.
Do that. That's a huge shout out. TikTok's my main priority. Um, Big thanks to all my people. Adam O, love you. Myra, I love you. Dave, love you. We got a whole team of other people, but Jason North Star, make sure you guys check that out. Apparel links. Davey, I'll get you in with that.
Yeah.
I'll get you guys all in with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Be awesome.
Yeah, February 2nd, which is this Friday, which is crazy to me, 2 days. I'll be in Chattanooga, Tennessee at Westbound Hockey Talk. The proceeds for the door charge go to St. Jude. Um, February 9th, I will be in Pierre Part, Louisiana. I'm going to be doing that at Sharky's Nightclub. Pre-order your tickets now. You get a free poster that is signed. I will sign there at the venue with a meet and greet, and you get your first drink free on the house of
Hell yeah.
Sharky's, which is awesome.
Woohoo.
That's dope.
Are you sold out of your CDs yet?
So, and that's I got a CD, and when I was telling you. No, I wasn't.
No.
So I have 20 left out of the 100 that were printed, and I had to reserve 20 of them. So like, if you want a CD, don't tell anybody where you got the plug, bro. We'll do like a fucking back of Walgreens handshake.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really quickly, I
That's
just want to roll through the comments really quickly. Jake says the world is a better place with you here, brother. Adam Jones says I love it. Jake says love you. Drew and Amanda said so proud of how far you've come. Thank you for being here.
Nice.
Yes,
I
thank you
appreciate y'all.
for being here. We really appreciate it.
Yes.
Mama J, where can we find you stalking people?
Yeah, you can find me stalking people on X at Suburban Mama 1. That's Suburban Mama, the number 1 on X. You can find me there. You can find me, Davey, and Captain Jack every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Pacific for the Weekend Hangover, where we talk about pop culture. We do documentaries. We're going to be talking about Vanderpump Rules because I'm obsessed, and so is Jack, and we're getting Davey into it too. We also are going to be going over the Gypsy Rose Blanchard case and everything, all those different documentaries, talking about that crazy stuff. And yeah, that's it. That's what I got. Biz?
Yeah, Scott_Craiglow Instagram, Business Party Podcast on Instagram, and 2 Jacks 1 Scotch will be coming up not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday. I believe that's the 13th of February.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, check us out. We'll have a 2 Jacks 1 Scotch on Rumble, and we'll probably put it on Business Party Podcast on Twitch and all that until we decide to make one for the show eventually. But yeah, either way, catch us there, and beyond that, yeah, Davey.
You can find me at MW Troublemaker on Twitter. All my links are on there. Troublemaker Davey on TikTok, and you can find me tomorrow night on the Off Label podcast. Off Label on YouTube, Off Label on Rumble. We will be speaking to TikTok's Purple Ryan, another veteran, and we are going to discuss more about this border crisis and what's going on. And Ryan's got some says inside knowledge of some of the stuff that's going on. So it should be another exciting episode. And then, as you say, as Mama J said, you can find us on Sundays at the Weekend Hangover. Once again, Andrew, thank you for being here. We appreciate it. Thank you for singing your heart out.
Thank you guys so
they were
much.
amazing songs, and thank you for just being here in life, man. I'm glad you
appreciate it.
failed at
Me
those
too.
things, and
I
yeah,
failed because God won, and I'll tell you what, man. I'll tell you what, it's crazy, and I'm thankful to be here, and I'm also thankful for every single person that's been watching this, been listening to this. I wouldn't be able to do what I do without you. So thank you.
And we'll see you next week. Love y'all. Have a nice one.
Later.